Boom.
Booyah.
Booyah. Boom.
Yeah.
Shakalaka. Man,
Kumbaya.
do we have a good show for you tonight? Good, dare I say, great. We got one
Yeah.
heck of a show for all y'all. Coming back and joining us live. Thank you if you are. And if you're watching this in, well, not live, well, we appreciate it just the same. We got a good show for you tonight. Great. And we're going to be talking all the good that's going on in the MONG Project as well as the Gen Coin Project. Shout out to those communities out there. This is, of course, never financial advice. And just as a disclosure, this is a completely independent talk about those projects. We do not hold any coins or stake in those projects. We just want to get to talking about it and talk about what's real and what's going on in those spaces. And of course, with me tonight, the only guy that I know that actually shook Satoshi's hand, the OG, the original gangster, Crypto Bronze.
Shoot.
How are you doing tonight, sir?
I'm good, Texan Whale. How about yourself?
Man, I tell you, it's getting hot down here. I don't know about
It
you, but
is.
we got to crank up the AC. Maybe it's time to change
Yes.
my shirts. I tell
That's
you, I don't
right.
know.
Get that tank top.
But
Get the tank top
yeah,
going.
for sure. Show my muscles and my tattoos. But you got any tats there, Crypto Bronze?
I do. It's in the back. It's
Oh,
something old. It's something. It says something to strive for.
okay. Very cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I feel like I'm going to need to see a picture of that. We'll have to
Yeah.
show all the folks here next time. Maybe have a little contest.
Oh
But,
man.
oh.
And it's on
So,
it's on my lower, below my neck, not the tramp stamp area.
oh, okay, good.
But
You had me
so
worried
yeah, I had to
because,
disclaim that.
to strive in that area.
Oh, but yeah.
Oh man. All right. Well, let's get a little serious here, shall we? Man, I tell you. So Moneybags Rico, he is still on vacation, but he'll be joining us here. I am certain of that. Hopefully within the next week or two. But of course, as usual, we want to talk about what's going on with Bitcoin and what's going on in that space. It's been an unusual day today. If you've been take a look at the charts, let me see if we could go ahead and pull this up here. And I can tell you, it especially towards the end of the trading day, at least here in the states. Of course, crypto never stops, but what I'm referencing is the traditional markets. Towards the end of that, we saw a spike, not only in the traditional markets, but of course in crypto as well. Um, Pull up the advanced chart here. Ron, let me know that you see this. Any moment.
There you go.
There we are.
Yes.
All right. So let me go ahead now. We're taking a look at the daily or day candles here. I'm going to switch it to 4 hour. And if I'm going to actually switch it down just a little bit because what we saw was a downward trend towards the end of the day, and then we saw this pop. And if you were to take a look at what was going on today in traditional markets, they were actually indicating that maybe the worst is behind us with inflation, and they feel confident to move forward. So while the stock market didn't end stellar, and it ended up green because it was way red. So the I can tell you though, we've been going pretty much sideways for quite a while now, and this is if you're kind of paying attention to any of the other influencers, they'll tell you that going sideways is perfect and what you want for a meme market or altcoin season, or however you want to, whatever you want to call it. And I think it's reflecting in what's going on in the space. But Bronze, what do you say? Is this going to go ahead and continue to go sideways? Are we maybe looking to get out of this cycle here?
Yeah, it's definitely, I would say, on a bullish trend. Sideways is not bad, right? So, the, like what Rico would say, trend is your friend, and it's trending upwards. I want to share, uh, real quick, my screen, if you don't mind, John.
Yeah, please, by all
There's a
means.
tweet that I saw, and this was back on the 11th, but uh, shout out to Kevin Stevenson. He was showing like a 3-day chart, and it was showing like a parabolic uptrend build up here. You see where it shows like a base one, building a base two, and base three. I mean, it looks like it's heading that way. It's not confirmed yet, but it looks like it's still in play. Now, could it go down? Yes, of course it can. I guess we would have to reassess if there is a retracement going back down. Maybe if it goes below to 23, and then you know it might go back down to 19. But so far, it's a bullish trend right now. I would say
Yeah,
overall right now. So, but like next couple weeks, um, yeah, it's be fairly sideways. But like yeah, like what you said about the stock market, it's looking pretty good. Yeah, I don't know if this is all made up. I'm not uh surely convinced about banks, but they're it seems like the media is trying to steer away from bank collapses. I mean, a couple weeks ago we're saying it's not any ending anytime soon, but and then now like we're getting the this week is a different narrative. It's more positive. Uh, so yeah, basically we all gotta wait and see. Not financial advice. Do your own research. But yeah, but I like what Kevin is showing. It's a it's a very positive outlook. In my opinion.
yeah, yeah. I think you're right. I think the narrative has shifted, and that's in a way it's good. But what it's what's real, right? And so when you say do your own research, yeah, definitely change the channel. If you're going to watch the news, do yourself a favor, watch different channels because one channel will give you one narrative, another channel will give you another, and I totally agree with you. You got to make sure you're getting out there and doing your very best to find what the truth is, not just what you feel is what you have thought all along, right? You want varying opinions. So definitely go ahead and get out there. I was taking a look at one of the articles that came out recently. It was on this one was actually on Coin Telegraph, but it talked about SEC chair Gensler. Is it Gensler? I don't
Mhm.
even know, but he's basically he's saying that there's already rules in place, and it's funny how this guy just keeps going back and forth. So let me just pull this article up here. I don't know if you saw this or read about this, but this guy is just a joker. Um, he's got to
Yeah.
go. He's got to go.
Yeah.
So when you start taking a look at some of the things that he's saying, and when he had his infamous speech last month, where he basically crashed and burned, put his job at risk, but I think he's been doing that all along.
Hmm.
He they had a 2 days ago they had another keynote speech at financial markets conference, and he is quoted saying, "To make it direct, to make it quite direct, this is a field that has been operating largely non-compliant. There's nothing about a new technology that makes it non-consistent with public policies that Congress has laid out." So I don't know. Sounds to me like he is saying this is a security. What do you think?
Yeah, and it's sounds like he's trying to put it on Congress. And when last month, when Congress was trying to, try to have him answer a simple question,
Hmm.
and he couldn't answer it. Yeah, it's yeah. That's a very interesting take. What about you, Texan Whale? That's he's
Yeah.
saying
Well,
he's leaning towards security.
I mean, because he is you know, with Securities and Exchange, I would say that yes, but he's not saying it. Again, he's not saying it is or it isn't, but it's operating largely non compliant. Non compliant to
Yeah,
what?
it's operate
Right?
well. I mean, he's not doing his job to try to make it compliant, right? To being
Yeah,
he's
I'd
dilly
agree.
dallying.
Yeah, look at this guy. Oh, man.
Yeah,
You got a face only a mother can love.
right.
But,
We had so much high hopes. I mean, with the crypto community when he took over because he had background, with the crypt, economics and Harvard and all of that, and everyone was bullish when he was appointed. But now it's just like, wow, it's a 360 or a 180. Emperor Palpatine, thought he was a good guy, but he's actually kind of like a bad guy in crypto terms.
oh, man, I feel like there's oh yeah, for sure. We got some memes coming up on that one if there aren't
Yeah,
already out there. Um, I agree. I think that this guy is a wolf in sheep's clothing, and he wasn't. And I feel like that makes sense, right? He's going to go ahead and get in there under this guise of crypto is friendly. He's crypto friendly and crypto, forward thinking and very progressive in this space. And then it's just another rug pull brought to you by the U.S. government. But I don't know. I mean, hopefully, what we see more of is other countries out there putting this in focus and talking more about it and their own personal takes. But I think what they're waiting for is they're waiting for U.S. of A. to go ahead and lead the charge. So I don't know. What do you
yeah.
think? You think we're going to lead the charge? You think that other countries going to go ahead and just? I mean, and when I say obviously, we have other countries out there that are making this even national currency. But what
Yeah.
I'm thinking is more G6, G7. You think we're going to see another G6, G7 that's going to get us in the right direction?
I hope so. And to answer your first question, like, should we definitely, I mean, the US should lead the charge. But last week, or I mean, not last week, last month, there was that a narrative again where China and Russia and Brazil, trying to move away from the dollar. There's that narrative that's been created, and people were concerned about that. I mean, right now it's kind of died down, but um, yeah, you don't because you still want to kind of pay close attention to that because yeah, it could happen. I mean, probably not, in my opinion. The U.S. dollars is too strong, but at this point, you don't want to sit on your laurels and be complacent. Uh, Definitely, the U.S. needs to take charge because they've been setting the tone uh, for a long time globally, and they need to continue that. We need to continue to innovate. So, but yeah, there's just too much bureaucracy, and it's slow moving, and you just can't do that because I mean time is flying, and the world is moving, and if we don't do anything, the world is going to catch up and possibly surpass.
Yeah. Yeah. And, they're calling it anti dollar, right? So
Yeah,
I think they're focusing mostly on the yen or yuan, but, I think that yeah, they are absolutely kind of basically putting gasoline on the flames of this whole thing. And I don't know if they're speeding us in the right direction or moving us in the wrong direction by design. Hopefully, this is not a collaborative effort to move us further away from crypto and have us more focus on the currencies of the individual countries. And but I think that a digital currency is bound to happen. I think it is it around the corner. I don't know. That remains to be seen. What do you think? Do you think we're going to have a digital currency, central bank digital currency
it's
anytime
it.
soon?
Well, we're going to be talking about, I guess, our main topic. I'll kind of save that for later about the state that we're in. I mean, just a little bit of preview. I still feel like we're immature. We're still in the early stages, immature stage.
Well, then there you have it,
Yeah.
folks. We're still in the basement. So if you're investing and you're watching this, man, no better time than now. I think it's time to get in and hodl. Hodl for as long as you can, and it'll be worth it, right?
Huddle, yeah.
Keep on building your bags up. But
Yes, yes. Dollar cost average.
there it
That's the
is.
most solid NFA, but dollar cost average.
Yeah,
Do your
that's
research.
not financial advice for you boomers out
Mm.
there, NFA.
Oh.
So, but all right, well, let's get to it. So I think we had two that we want to talk about tonight:
Yeah.
GenCoin Project and Mong.
Yeah.
And you wanted to kick us off here.
Yeah.
Let me go ahead and pull up. I got so I have two here. I have either their Twitter space or I have their main page here. Do you want what do you want me to bring up here, there, brother?
Oh, okay. Actually, I can bring it. I can bring up the
Yeah,
Twitter page,
please.
but before we get into that, I want to show there was a news that came out recently about it kind of near and dear to my heart with a couple years ago with a game, a Web3 game called Axie Infinity. And a couple years ago, we wanted this to happen. It's finally happening, but it's only in Latin America and Asia for now. Axie Infinity is available for the iPhone in those regions, and that is, to me, that is huge because we all know that what Apple has been kind of like, I guess, stingy uh, about how they control their fees and things like that. But now you have Axie Infinity available uh, to play on their devices, and this is a huge move. So what is this to what's gonna show in the future? Are they gonna let on more games that is NFT based, that is crypto based? Uh, yeah, I'm really surprised about this, but more to come on that. But it's looking really bullish. I always a big proponent on gaming, Web3 gaming, NFTs. I made pretty good investment on that, and it's just this is just gonna continue to grow, and I'm grateful. I'm thankful for Apple to allow for some innovations. So yeah. Yeah, you guys can look that up about Axie Infinity being available on the iPhone. And for me, Texan Whale knows I'm all about utility. So um, that's what
And
I got
there
to
it
say about
is.
that. And
And there it is. Where it is. Come on now. We got to drop the mic on that one. Where is it?
boom.
Come on. Here it is. Drop the mic. Boom. So I agree. I
You all
mean,
got
in fact, I think that's how you got your one of your more recent cars. I think the Axie Infinity probably got you exactly where you needed to be to get that bad boy. So
yes, sir. Yes.
definitely a good
Yeah.
investment on that one.
Yes. Okay.
You
Yeah.
know, and like you say, utility. But on top of it, you have the fact that it's actually entertainment. Uh,
Yes.
you
Yeah.
know, so all
It,
around good news for them.
all around. Yeah. So on the other spectrum, so the topic today is more about memes, and
It
people
is. It
love
is. They
love
do. They do.
memes.
I do. I do. Since you brought up though, Axie Infinity, I did notice. I noticed a pop in the charts the other day. I didn't know what was
Mm.
going on, and
Oh.
frankly, I didn't really care. But I mean,
Oh
because you see
yes.
these spikes all the time, and then I'm thinking,
Yeah.
well, but then you take a look at the volume. The volume has been very high, and I feel like, well, I guarantee this timeline goes right with that announcement.
Right. Oh yes. Yeah. Definitely. This said yesterday.
Mhm. So,
Yeah. Yeah. The
you know,
news
I
was
think
yesterday.
kind of makes sense to me now. Hindsight being what it is, but yeah, I think overall, Apple, man, if they can get that here in the states, that man,
Yeah.
that would be awesome
Yeah. So
and a step
testing
in the right
phase.
direction.
Yes. Yeah. Loving it. But
Hmm.
yes. But and speaking of love, people love some memes, some meme
Oh yes,
coins,
they
and
do.
so it, with yeah memes. I really for a long time I didn't really get it. It's like why would people just programmer could just make any magic coins and people just go rah rah over it. And yeah, to me that's when I realized that's the true definition of like a moon boy because it's really not about sustainability. People, this is the play for the here and now, and it takes a certain investor, yeah, a degen investor, a very hyperactive. I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't mean to stereotype persons because I'm an active person, but for me, with my time, I really don't have time to keep track on what's pumping and what's not. Of course, yeah, a little feel of FOMO, like with Pepe. Yeah, I did miss out on that. And once I saw it like really go up, I didn't FOMO. Like I stuck to my strategy. I said, okay, well, this is going to be going to zero. I'm with degens with memes. I'm always going to be thinking, this can go to zero if there's no something substantial to it. I always that analogy where you're skating on thin ice. I mean, like what's there to sustain that? But I guess it takes a certain investor, a certain gambler to just you know YOLO on the FOMO and just hope for that moonshot and playing the lottery. I guess it comes to that. And but at the same time, meme projects is a good way to get uh notified or to get notarized or to get famous, to get that quick buck if that's the play. I mean, I guess that's if that's no harm, no foul. I guess I don't know. I see how popular it can be, right?
Yeah,
And okay,
absolutely. I mean,
yeah,
you say degen, and it is right. And I don't think there's any denying it. And some will say that it is and this is a family friendly, so I'm going to say S coin. But S coin really is anything that is outside of Bitcoin. To be fair,
right.
um, you know, in fact. It's funny because I remember Vitalik saying that Ethereum is not an S coin. That was back in the day, and but he called everything. I think he called XRP. NS coin. Was that right?
Did he?
Oh
Oh man. Okay. Okay.
man. But yeah, so if we take a look here at Pepe, though,
Yeah.
Pepe actually kind of leveled off. I mean, this went, man, it went
Yeah.
so high you
Where's
couldn't
Pepe?
breathe. Um,
Yeah. Was he? It was like in the 77. Yeah. I don't even see
yeah.
it anymore.
Well, now I think
But
it depends on the chart you look at.
okay.
According
Oh,
to
here we
the,
go. I just saw it.
what do
Let's
you
do.
got? What are we looking at? Pepe.
Yeah. I thought.
I think it's
Yeah.
top maybe 60-ish, 70 maybe.
Yeah. Well, it's what we were talking about a few days ago. Me and Tex and Whale. Just noticing the whole trend and the whole landscape, right? With the top cryptos are basically, I mean, yeah, L1s and L2s. These are basically utility tokens. These are the one that's been around for a long, long time. Now you have the outliers, I guess, with like the Doge coin. This the original meme coin, and that's been backed by hype, and of course Elon is just keeping the hype going. So that's basically its only sustainability. There's not really quite any utilities on that. I mean, SHIB, you have another one that's basically transformed into a utility. Uh, but for the most part, top 10, I mean, you can go all the way down. I mean, you have some stables, you have Chainlink. Chainlink is 19. I mean, that's a good time to get in. Cosmo, Uniswap, these are all utilities,
Hmm.
right? These are the one that's you want to, if there's different types of investors, right? So this is the utility. If you want the long, the hodl, the things that will go far. This is the innovation right here. That's these projects, these coins is the one that's the Amazons and the the PayPal's, the eBay's, the Ubers, the Teslas. Uh, this is what I like, right? So, but yeah, going back to the memes,
No.
you know,
Yeah, I mean, they're also the Ask Jeeves. They're the ones that quite didn't make it. Now, I feel like you got to be careful with this as well. Not financial advice, never. And I agree, utility is king. But I'm not getting, if I put in $27, in 2 weeks, I'm not a millionaire on a utility. So I don't know. Is
yeah,
it a gamble? I think there's that, right?
yeah,
Memes offer this explosive um, payout if you
yeah,
get in early and you find one that just, well, look at Pepe. I mean,
hmm,
it's rare. It's very rare, and I don't know of a utility that has that explosive impact to the wallet. Now, it seems like it's come down pretty dramatically, but it's still being traded pretty heavily. And as of right now, the overall market cap is still at a decent, well, very decent, 663 million.
yeah,
So
good for them.
people still see value, and because of this sideway markets, we are in altcoin season. I think some would question it, but I don't think there shouldn't be many out there that are actually disputing that. So
All right,
let's talk about it. Let's talk
yeah,
about it a little bit. You got
yeah,
what do we have here?
yeah. So, uh, if I were really to get into yeah memes, I like this one right here, the Gen Coin generational wealth. It's doing a lot of play-ons of like what you see on Telegram and crypto Twitter about Chad. All these, they're playing with the your emotional strings a little bit, and that's how you blow up a project. Their branding, it's nothing really groundbreaking, but yeah, they're touching all these basic emotions. So like, yeah, generation wealth. Yeah, I want generation wealth. Oh, it's they're tagging themselves with that. So hoping that people will latch onto it, and that's a pretty good play. Uh, Now you see like what they have here, right, with these images. Now these images, I've been messing around with AI art, generative art, and this looks pretty much it. So they're leveraging AI art, and that's pretty good. That's pretty cool. And I mean, they look good, right? But now it's to the point where later on, like you can kind of tell what I don't know what AI art looks like. Uh, it's like you can start to tell from now. That's for me, anyways. And now they have also like the other content. They use ChatGPT uh to have like some like their narratives, their story, and every brand, uh, every product needs to have a story behind it, and they're leveraging. I can't find one of their uh, paragraphs, but they have it. So yeah, check them out. They are new. They came out this month. This Twitter account just came. Yeah, was created in May, and from I think like Monday there were like 8K followers. Now they're 12,000 followers. Um, Last time I checked, I think last night on Telegram they're like 2,000, over 2,000 members in there, and it looks pretty active. And that's another thing. It's you're rallying people. That's what meme coins are about. To get you to believe and get to rally your folks and but I mean, there's so many, right? And for it to like hold, there has to be some other mechanisms, because if you don't really have any mechanism, it's just like buy and sell type thing. And um,
Well,
right now, yeah, I don't think they have anything of that yet.
so taking a look at some of the Chadnomics on this, looks like total supply, go figure. This is 420. Was this
Trillion.
420 trillion, six 690 billion,
Yeah, yeah.
right?
Do
So
you have that up on
420 is
your?
69. I mean, you
Oh
you
man,
talked
I just got.
about, oh, there it is. Come on now. No, you didn't. There's no way you just
Well, I
got
wasn't
that.
paying attention. Yeah, I was.
Okay, all right. Okay. Well, maybe you did just get it.
Yeah,
But anyways, um and I think that it looks like overall they had a looks like 15% of the supply actually went to a pre-sale. Now the pre-sale price was, well, how many zeros is this? One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine zeros, 8793. Nine zeros, 8793. You have a chart on this?
I don't. Let's see. Let
Oh,
me.
let's see if we can pull one up real quick. Um, Jen.
Yeah, they should be on Dex tool. They were like top
Oh, I'm certain of
three.
it.
Yeah.
If you're on Uniswap, you are on Dextool. So let me pull this up here real quick. Oh,
Okay.
oh, did you beat me to it? Maybe you did. No.
Uh,
All right, there we go.
okay. Okay.
I don't know. Let me know if you see this,
Yes.
but seems to me like I'm seeing a lot of green. Now this is daily. Hold on, let me go ahead and get this down to something we can read. Wow, that's pretty. Um, I mean, okay, so looks like it was released on the 14th. And
4 days. Yeah.
how many zeros were at? We had 7 zeros. So this thing is already up uh, 2x. Well, no, 200. So
200x
200x from its original starting point, from a pre-sale.
from pre-sale.
So if you were in early, if you got in with these folks early, you're making buco bucks if you hodled, as long as you did. You have this initial pump, and then there was this kind of decline. Then it started to ride back up. But it looks like to me as though that, yeah, this thing looks like it has a pretty good lift off.
Yeah. They really kind of know who their target market is. It's the Tate top G type of male. Yeah, they're playing on that, and to me that's great. That's a good play to execute. So yeah, I'll be closely monitoring this. I haven't got a bag yet. Um, but maybe
Well,
soon. I don't know, just to play.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I wonder. I wonder. I mean, you got a dip. Maybe you buy the dip, or maybe
But it dip
maybe
and
you
won't
just
ever come
watch
back.
it, yeah, and see if the dip keeps sliding or if it's going to rebound. You always got to watch out for the dead cat bounce, but for the most part, I think that really what you want to pay attention to, in my opinion, is all of the social media aspects that tie into the coin. So, not financial advice, but if you're going to pay attention to these type of coins, my personal way to watch this is to get joined in these TGs, check them out, and then you'll see. And I understand that there's bots and all that can increase chat and or chatter in the space, but you'll know immediately what's real, and the chatter that's going on in a lot of these tokens. They have to slow down the chat because it's going way too quick for anyone to even see what's going on in the space. So I guarantee you, take a look at this. The chat's pretty full, and it's moving by pretty quickly. But my own 2 cents on how to identify some of these. Get them into your TG, see which ones are starting to rise to the top. So that's all I
Yep.
got to say about that.
Yeah. They're about 3,500 now. So yeah, they're growing.
Growing, 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 big and strong. Let's see. Let's see if they can go ahead and continue it. I mean, it can happen.
Hmm.
Lightning can strike twice. I mean, we've seen it several times over the years, um, and just recently with Pepe. But I don't know. Is it sustainable? Probably not. I'm surprised to see Doge. I'm surprised to see Shib at the top as long as they have been. But
Yeah.
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 So next up, man. Next up, Mong. MONG. Man, this thing, I tell you, there's been a lot of buzz around this one. And there's some ties with Pepe as well. Let me go ahead and pull up what I have on this bad boy. We'll start off with the Twitter space, kind of follow your trends here. And so Mong is also relatively new overall to the space, and of course is playing on the same characters as similar to what Pepe did. Now they're already on several different exchanges, and realistically, if you take a look at when this thing was released way, way, way back on April 23rd. So this is, as far as memes are concerned, this is one of those that took a little bit of time to ramp up. Now, to be fair, Shib took a long time to ramp up, months before it actually took off. Right? They started to build their community, and they built it well and had a solid base, and they had liftoff. I feel like Mong did this rather quickly, all things considered. If I were to go ahead and just very briefly, or very quickly rather, pull up the chart as well, you'll see. Let me just get this bad boy up. You'll see that this thing has already had liftoff, and liftoff initially started back in May 1st, and then there was a retracement, and then say on the fifth, fourth, fifth. May the fourth be with them as well. It rose. Now, there was a retracement, just like most memes do. And I think you're probably starting to see that in the Gen Coin project as well. Retracements will happen. Now the question is, like Pepe, will there be a secondary lift or a third or fourth? They got to keep the momentum going, and I think they did that in part by getting onto very specific exchanges. I can tell you that the TG space is very active, and from my standpoint, I'm seeing a lot of chatter on Twitter, which, if you know me, this is kind of one of my main sources of crypto social media identifiers as to what's hot, what's not. So I think that Mong overall is another one of those that is it's just it's a meme. I mean, there is no utility. Um, there's low taxes. This has zero taxes on, well, buy sell. Um, Now there is some NFTs that they're starting to bring out there, and you can check those out on OpenSea. In fact, let me just pull this up here.
So they're selling NFTs. Okay.
They are now. So, right, they've already taken next steps,
The
right,
rewards.
and they're moving pretty quickly. So, if we were to go ahead and just check some of these guys out, let me know. Let me see here.
See,
Change.
this is what's cool. Like with some certain projects, these are like some of the signs where they have a plan, right? If their project takes off, they got something, for the next phase. Some are just like they're just going off on the whim, and when if it blows up, they have nothing else going on, and that's when it just drops dead.
Well,
Um,
and think about this now. Now we saw when Mong came out, right? And they've got quite a few of these things. Now, I find it interesting though to see that this actually was created back in January.
okay.
So I don't want to say that they were actually they weren't necessarily putting the cart before the horse on this one. I think that what they were doing was they may have actually been one of the few that I've seen with kind of a reverse utility. Whereas they're starting with some product and then they're creating a token based off of it. I find
Mm,
that strange, don't you? I mean,
yeah. It is
right?
strange, but hey, when that's how some people like succeed. Like, when everyone zigs, you zag
Boom.
going against the grain.
There it is.
That's some of the recipe for being successful. So yeah, I like that. I like that play.
Yeah.
Reversal,
Oh,
utility reversal.
utility
Mm.
reversal. I wonder what's next. And if these guys are playing it the way that they have been, I wonder if they already probably have what the roadmap looks like next. You know, now taking a look at the website though, it doesn't really. I'm not seeing too much about next steps. Now, I feel like in part that's the play. You don't need to, you kind of work in darkness, right? You kind of build in the dark and then you release. And Apple was very, very famous for doing that, right? They were building and then boom. It's great presentation on what next steps looked like. And these guys may be doing the same thing.
Yeah. It makes me really think, wow, like if they came out during the bull run when everything was really popping, um, they would have been really, really popping because NFTs really some of these NFTs that doesn't have utility is basically another form of meme coins, right? It's just on the NFT platform.
Yeah.
So now they have that combination where which one is going to gather tractions for them, visibility wise. So it looks like okay, the meme project is gaining momentum, and then boom, say okay, well now we have holders, we have we're building our community. Well, hey, community, check us out. We have a mechanism that you can earn NFTs. or you can purchase NFTs. Um, it's just like anybody. Like if I'm a fan of indie band, I'm gonna buy their merch because I like their music. You're gonna follow them. So yeah, you gotta think outside of the box to keep your community engaged. So they can stick around a longer time, and that imparts some mechanism for sustainability.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and I find it interesting that um, they also lock. Looks like they're locking about 82%. Let me
Okay.
go ahead and let me pull up Dex again here because Dex Tools actually tells us these days. It tells a heck of a lot more of what's going on and what to look out for, and I love that about Dex Tools. Thank you, Dex
Mm-hmm.
Tools, for trying to protect the community and overall get us the information that we need to make a sound judgment on whether or not a token is a rug or a honeypot. But in fact, to quote these folks here, Mong coin, right? No taxes, no honeypot, no rugs, just vibes. Boom.
I like that.
Yes, sir. So
I like
let's
that.
see here now. We take a look here. It talks about tokenomics. Let me go ahead and pull this up.
Liquidity lock.
Yeah,
Okay.
liquidity lock. But so even when you take a look at Dex Tools here, they currently have a total liquidity of 2.4 million, which in the long scheme of things is not much. But if you click on that, now this is saying 99.3 33 locked liquidity for 101 years.
Okay.
But I find it interesting though that they do have a breakdown for 82% of that is a liquidity pool. And I'm wondering if it's the 82% liquidity that is 100 or 99% locked. Kind of a play on words, but it makes sense because otherwise, how are they getting the rest of the kind of built-in tokenomics in place, right? Because let me go ahead and pull this back up, and it talks a little bit more about the tokenomics. And I find it interesting that the sex liquidity pool is 420,
There you go.
4.20%.
It's six
Now,
point nine again.
but I feel like
Okay.
sex liquidity pool should have been 6.9% as opposed to Mong's NFT, which is 6.9%. I don't know. It just feels like it feels right to have sex liquidity pool at 6.9% versus the
Yeah.
420. I feel like art has that for 20%, but I'm sure they did the math and it probably is in their benefit. Marketing is also 6.9% that goes out. Now, again, I'm kind of curious to see how they're getting this, but I feel like it mostly comes from the NFT rewards, not necessarily the purchase of the token. Because when you take a look again at the tokenomics of the coin itself, they're touting a 0% buy sell. So this one, again, seems like they're working very closely with the Pepe community. And for me, I feel like
Hmm.
that is my meme coin project of the week.
Nice. Now, are they on Mexi or
They
that's
are.
their roadmap? Okay.
Um,
That's
so
cool.
they're also on. Yeah, Mexi Global. They're on L Bank, Big Get, and
All those.
BKEX. Of course, they're on Uniswap. I feel like if you have to start there, unless you're on Pancake Swap or one of the other dexes. But of the sexes that are out there, they're on quite a few already.
Right.
So
Yeah. So that's
and with
that's
with a market cap of 2+ million, I say good for them.
yeah. Yeah, good for them. And I don't know if I don't want to come off like I'm bashing on memes. That's utility is my preference, but memes do have a space just for the little guy. This is it's an opportunity to raise funds. But yeah, it's just You just got to do your research and find out which ones. I know people are all about in and out, and I guess that's fine. Um, but for me, I like sustainability because sustainability. If you're having if there's like a solid project, that's just going to help push forward this whole crypto space to innovation and for adoptability for the rest. What did you say, Texas Whale, about the 90? We're the 3% or the
Well, I
95
think we're almost
percent
close to 10% now, but,
Okay.
I feel
Ever
like
growing, hey.
we wanna focus on not only the 5% is what I used to say. We
Yes.
wanna not only focus on the 10%, but we
Right.
wanna focus also on the 90%, right? The 90% of individuals out there that are not necessarily into the space, we want to get those folks engaged. Now,
Yeah.
I feel like Mong and Pepe and Jen, I feel like they're more the same, right? It is more focused on the, call it 10%. It's more focused on the individuals that have a strong grasp of what's going on in the space. I think
Yeah.
where utility comes in play is focusing more on trying to get and edge out, push out that 10% into 20, 30, 40, 50. Shoot, if we could get the 100% or even close to it,
Right.
man, well,
Yeah.
that's the future.
Yeah. That
So,
is the future. So, and that's what I'm striving for. Like, hence my tat.
boom, there it is. Gotta love those tramp stamps. But, well, yes, sir, I'd love to see that next time. Uh, you said it's on the upper back, though, right?
Yeah, the upper back, right below the neck,
Okay.
between the shoulders.
There it is. There it is. Maybe we get Rico to come and join us and show us his tats as well. Have one of
Oh
those
shoot.
crypto tattoo contests. Is that such a thing? I feel like we should make it a thing.
Yeah, should.
Well, listen, Crypto Bronze, thank you again, as always. And thank you to all you guys
Thank you.
out there joining us. We do appreciate you. If there is any projects you want us to talk about, happy to take a look at it. But I got to be honest, we are going to give you our own independent opinion on it. We don't want to try to steer you guys in the wrong direction, but we do appreciate you guys coming out and joining us. And again, Braun, thank you, sir. Any last words for you, sir?
No, I'm good. Yeah, just basically DCA, do your research, and Godspeed, everyone.
There it is. Godspeed. Drop the mic to the moon, and there we are. All right. Be good. Peace.